It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity.
And we're here. It's day number 7, I believe, and it's the first day of the main event. I'm your host and shoutcaster, CasterJT, with my co-host and co-caster, Elyas. How are you doing, Elyas?
I'm good, JT. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for today. It's the first day of the main event. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be brutal, but more or less, this is where the strongest teams of the region, the MENA region, are at. So I'm excited. How about you?
I'm excited too. We are done with the open qualifiers. We've had
Mhm.
a few decent games, a few stomps, and a few more stomps. But now we're top 8, and well, everyone who has qualified gets a sweet share of that 50k dirhams prize pool. So they should be happy that
Mhm.
they're here.
Yeah, exactly. This is what everyone were fighting for the last 6 days of this tournament, of the qualifiers. They went through a lot of things to get here and to show them that they have what it takes, to take the championship, to be the number 1 team in the MENA region. I believe I'm saying it correctly this time. People were pretty mad that I was saying it incorrectly. But
Ha-
before we continue on to the day, we should never forget to say the holy message coming from our sponsors. So conquer the game with higher clock speed. Higher clock speeds can help provide greater in-game frames per second, improving playing smoothness and experience. A game using Intel Gen Core device. So get your 10th Gen Intel Core device laptops at your local stores, right? Do you?
I guess
I
so.
have a question for you, Elias. I have a question for you. What are you expecting
Mhm.
from this series versus Among Us TI versus Bendover?
I'm expecting my boy Jafar on Bendover. Oh, it's actually Bendover,
Mm-hmm.
huh? I've been
Yeah.
trying not to say Bendover, but okay. I'm expecting my boy Jafar to farm his butt off and not join team fights until the 20-minute mark, and then
Mhm.
dominate.
And then
And
dominate. Okay, so it looks like the draft is up.
mhm.
Do you,
Well,
since you know Bendover, right? Elias, you do know Bendover, the team.
do I know them personally on a personal level?
I mean, like in terms of like seeing them play heroes.
Yeah, well, I've seen both of them, both of
Mm-hmm.
Bendover and Among Us play. Bendover, they usually run duo cores in the sense that their offlane and their easy lane are hard carries,
Mm-hmm.
and they win their offlane pretty hard. And that just sets them up for a very easy mid game. And Among Us TI winners, they're a good team. And last week, they managed to
Mm-hmm.
filter out all the imposters out of their team. So they had an easy W.
An easy game, quick and easy work. So seeing these two teams, play up against each other, I feel like the number one thing I've realized in this region is that it's very action packed. Like there's no chill, it's just full of action, full of fights. Because all of the games I've casted in the stream number one is that we had fights and kills that's way above the game time, which is crazy. Non-stop action.
One-sided or for both teams?
I mean, like even for both teams, like some of the mostly one sided, but some of the games were both for the both teams, and it's been like crazy. Like someone will throw and then they will counter throw, and it's a whole crazy thing. Like it reminds me of like Russian Dota, right? But in a special way for the MENA region.
But well, let's see if they're more disciplined now, because again, there's money on the line here. First place takes what, 25,000 dirhams? That's, I don't know about you, but that's a lot of intel. That's a lot of intel processors.
That is a lot of intel processors. Gonna be a lot of money for each and every one of them. The bans, though, I mean, I think they've learned that the Earth Spirit band, like I've been seeing it run as a mid laner more than in support, and it's been set up in a way that they create so much space for the carry to be online because he's able to continue farming without being uncontested.
And we've seen this from Bendover before, I believe. They first picked the Phoenix without banning the Snapfire. They really aren't worried about that Snapfire counter pick. It's not the first time they've done this.
Well, I feel like Phoenix is amazing if you have like a Mars with it, because the arena of Mars, right? It blocks out attacks from outside the arena. So if you bring them in the arena and Phoenix eggs outside, they can't destroy it. So they have to get out of the arena to do that. So that would be a nice combination, but they go for a tiny. Position 4 tiny. It's a flex pick though.
It's a solid pick. So far in this whole tournament, we've seen at least the games where I have casted, the tiny was able to get a lot of kills, and his rotations were on par. And I don't think Bendover is a bad team, so we'll see how they'll be choosing to utilize this position for tiny and what space this tiny will be able to make.
Has Bendover ever tried using it as a mid lane or off lane, or it's just strictly like position 4 tiny?
Strictly position 4 tiny so far.
Okay, so that leads it kind of leads out then on what their plan is. So this is gonna be a position 5 Phoenix, a tiny 4. They can still go for maybe a Mars if you would like, because it has that synergy with the picks. But other than that, seeing Among Us, the band the Void, which kind of works well with the Snapfire, but instead it's gonna be that was a quick Ember pick. Very confident for Among Us to just pick an Ember Spirit from the get go.
Yeah, both teams seem to be playing to their own strength, because I know Bendover has a very good Phoenix player, level 25 with his Dota Plus stuff. And I guess both teams just picking whatever they're comfortable with at this point.
Speaking of a level 25 master, the new update for Dota Plus, level 30 Grandmaster.
Really?
I mean, yeah, there's a level 30 now and more voice lines. But if you're Phoenix, all you hear is just squawks. So technically, what's new rather than saying squawk? Longer squawks? I don't know. It's kind of
I don't
awkward.
know. What do you actually get? Do you get something when you hit 30? Let me check this.
Oh,
real quick.
you kind of low-key changed the drafting from below. Well, yes.
Oh wait, I'm doing streaming. Okay, my bad.
You
Yeah.
guys saw nothing. You saw nothing, guys. The draft is still there. So they do. Oh, so Bendover bans the Mars instead. Well, I guess Snapfire Mars seems like a legitimate way to make a combination, right? If you make it as a position 4 Snapfire, you can give him the Snapfire cookie, which lands to a spear and a whole lot of trouble. So I guess I've noticed
I think
that people,
they're just banning
Mhm.
they're just banning strong offlaners here because they've done this again before, where they just want their easy lane to have a very comfortable time in the lane.
Mhm.
So they're just banning offlaners that are strong against what they want to go for.
Mhm. So like what you do not want to like play up against, you don't want to have a hard time for the easy lane because you want the easy lane or to be able to get that goal as much as possible, win the lanes. Like I've seen these two heavily win their hard lanes and their safe lanes at the same time. And with that said, they banned one of the hardest people to play up against, which is like the Mars, and the Magnus has been always picked in this tournament. Plus a Viper. Surprisingly, I didn't really thought Viper was a bit of a meta hero, but now in this tournament, a lot of Viper picks come up. They came up out of nowhere.
It's always been a strong laner. You're able
Mm-hmm.
to win your lane pretty easily, and you can just throw the Viper off lane and you just demolishes the easy laner.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm, I mean, Viper with another toxin, it like it removes their passives, which makes it impossible. Like if you pick like a spec, right, the passive of Spectre would be useless. So that's probably the reason why Among Us, yeah, they decided to ban the Spectre because if they ban a Viper, that means they're gonna have somebody that has a passive skill, and they do not want that to be countered or to lose immediately. So carries are mostly banned here, like Sven and the Spectre. Plus Batrider. Batrider, I mean, if everything I've casted, especially from the side of Team Lebanon when they played their Batrider, it's just crazy. They win lanes single handedly and create so much space. So I guess that will be a very popular ban in this main event.
mhm. Maybe Among Us have done their research.
Maybe they did. Probably someone's pretty sauce in Bendover then, if they know what's up. So Snapfire Ember. Do you think they do like a 4 Ember? Because back in the day, in previous metas, there have been position 4 Embers. Like if OG used to even play it as a 5 with no tail, and they make it work somehow. Like if you have a play style in Dota, you can just make anything work for some reason.
Yeah, well, you could do that, but you're kind of forcing Snapfire to go 5 if you put the Ember as 4, and you would want your Snapfire to be a little bit ahead in levels.
Mhm. Yeah, once you get the more timers kisses, that's where the damage is at. So it looks like it is gonna be Snapfire 4 because the synergy between Snapfire Centaur is almost the same as Mars. But this time you don't really need to hit it on a tree. You just hoof stomp after the Snapfire cookie. Plus the scatter blast slow. So they have the ways to reinitiate or re-engage and disengage with the Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah, and the Snapfire and Centaur is a spooky lane. They're both pretty tanky and they've got stuns.
They have a lot
They
of
just dish out a
damage,
lot of
definitely.
damage.
They have stunts, they have slows. It's a way to control on whoever the carry is. When you think about, you're going up against these two, it would be the life stealer. It counteracts it, right? Because you're able to life steal and rage. More importantly,
Mhm.
rage, magic immunity, and it takes time for them to be able to cast that the stun animations. So he's gonna be able to react. Unless he's caught off guard, then it's a different story. But with the life stealer, it's more safe. You have a life stealer Phoenix. I not the best dual lane partners, I would say, because Phoenix is not that strong early on because he usually just go fire spirits, and Snapfire does produce a lot of damage with his scatter blast or whatever he chooses to go first. So if Phoenix gets picked off quite a lot of times, Lyseer is gonna have a difficult time. So not the strongest lane up against a Centaur Snapfire, but it's a doable lane, because Lyseer magic
Mm,
immunity.
Dark Willow. Mm,
Whew. Have you seen a Dark Willow pick in this tournament? This is my first time, I believe.
no, not yet. But Bendover, they're pretty versatile here. They can still throw the Phoenix as a position 3. Like have a Phoenix tiny. Yeah, okay, they're gonna go dual lanes. So
Okay,
again,
so offlane
Bendover likes to
CK.
run. Yeah, they like to run strong offlaners who are potential carries, and they just bag on them winning their off lane and easy lane really hard.
Mhm. So this is gonna be a CK Tiny, I believe. CK does. It's more on RNG. The stun is RNG, right? Because he does have one of the longest stuns in Dota, and it's just his Q, his Chaos Ball, but it's RNG. But if you're able to use that stun, if you have someone like an Invoker, it works out really well. An Invoker works out really well for CK because it just gives you an opportunity to use Sunstrike without being, without needing to predict on where you should hit or where it should land. So
And
it looks like
notice how Bendover banned Morphling after the Dark Willow pick.
instantly, no Morphling, no bueno. Any chances of seeing Ember carry? I mean, I don't.
They'll
Ember
get
core.
punished for it if they choose to throw the Emperor mid, because against the CK, realistically, all the CK needs is one bracer, and he's super tanky.
Mhm.
I would imagine they'd want to have a stronger easy laner that can punish the CK in the lane and not allow Bendover to get lots of farm in the offlane. Among Us will have last pick.
So you still have time to decide on what you really want to do. And the side of Bendover, you'll need because they have frontliners, right? So I believe they're missing the magic side of the damage, which is the reason why Among Us decided to ban Zeus. Like he does a lot of magical damage. So they're missing one more, like a nuker per se. Who does come into mind? I mean, Storm Spirit isn't that bad. Like you go with the Infest Bomb combination, the old school ways, where you just aim for the backline. Since you're up against like a Dark Willow, Snapfire, they're not really strong. In they're easily to get bursted down, but they'll go for the Acropolis, that Prophet.
It's a
Huh?
really good pick because you got CK and Lifestealer who would need a lots of farm, and with a DP, I mean, as soon as you hit level 6, you're able to create lots of space, and it does generally well against Among Us. The Centaur will have to do lots of work against the Death Prophet.
Mhm.
But now
Well,
that you know that DP is mid,
mhm.
so Among Us can
Yeah.
just decide, do they want to throw the Ember mid against the DP, or uh,
Oh wow! You're gonna go for an anti-mage. So you have to create a lot of space for the anti-mage because at the same time, I'm a bit afraid for Among Us TI because that Prophet with the silence and spirit siphon, it's difficult to take her down. It's very difficult to take her down.
yeah, she
So I'll throw
should
this
come up ahead in this
question.
lane.
I'll throw this question to you. Who do you think has the better draft, Elyas?
Definitely Bendover. It's easier to execute. Well, at the same time, though, I mean, it's a DP versus anti-mage, and again, I think it all comes down to Jafar on the Chaos Knight, how well he's able to do in that lane, and if he's able to transition, you can't really. If you're Among Us, it's tough to come back from
Yeah, it
this.
is. It's gonna be tough, and your only hope here is just to go late game. If you go early to mid, and you lose it horribly, then late game is like not gonna be good for you. It's not really gonna work out from their side at all. And we are finally gonna start our game. It's gonna be Bendover versus Among Us TI. It's gonna be interesting to see because, like I said, from rumors, I've heard that there is an ex player from Bendover playing for Among Us TI winners. So it's gonna be interesting to see that storyline, seeing your ex teammate.
Yeah,
Well, since
so like,
you're back. Oh,
yeah,
mhm.
okay. So
Okay.
these offlaners are going to dictate a lot on how this game's going to go, because both teams you've got Anti-Mage versus Centaur and Tiny. I'd imagine the CK would come up ahead unless the Dark Willow is able to dish out lots of CS. So bottom lane is the same thing. It's Lifestealer against a Centaur. Is it Centaur Dark Willow or Snapfire? I believe it's Centaur Snapfire.
It's Centaur Snapfire. Dark Willow probably will TP to the top. No, okay, this is interesting. So it's Snapfire Anti-Mage together and Willow Centaur. Not the combination I was thinking about, but AM is gonna need his help. He's gonna need that, the help coming from the Snapfire. But since we are on a poll, like we're posed right now, well, let's introduce the other side. The other side of the thing, the table. It's Among Us TI winners. Super Rudy is playing the Anti-Mage. Omar Sins playing the Dark Willow. Tarator playing the Snapfire. Smoke playing Center Warner. And I love to buy back playing Ember Spirit. So that name, I feel like if you die first blood, you buy back immediately. I mean, you gotta be true to yourself, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you love to buy back, you gotta do it. You gotta buy back first.
Well, we'll see if he lives up to his name. Maybe.
I have high expectations now.
Bottom lane. Phoenix Lifestealer. I don't think you can really shut down the Lifestealer that much. But Centaur, I guess he should be able to find lots of farm. Or some decent farm, which is crucial for him against the Death Prophet. They need something to jump on the TP.
I feel like when you look at this type of laning phase, right? So you're gonna have the Life Stealer and the Phoenix. Their lane is a bit difficult with the Dark Willow and the Centaur, right? Because killing Willow once she has the Shadow Realm is close to impossible unless you have a lot of magical damage from Phoenix. Well, like for both carry lanes on both sides of the team, yeah, it's both difficult. CK Tiny, yes, a lot of burst damage and a long stun duration. With the bot lane, like it's gonna probably have a difficult time too. So, really like to pick strong offlaners, counteract the safe lane.
Yeah, like I said, Bendover, they've done this before. I don't know if they'll be successful this time. His Sapphire is a very good support. He's able to dish out lots of damage. But at the same time, you're up against a CK Tiny, which is tough in itself. And Tiny's going boots first. He's got lots of kill potential on the Ember mid with a DP. It's already a tough lane for the Ember Spirit mid.
Well, if this is your draft coming from Among Us TI, right? Since we are having quite favoring Bendover's draft, what do you think Among Us TI winner need to do to be able to create that space that Anti-Mage will be needing, right? Because once you get the Battle Fury, that's when it's easier for him to catch up in farm or get far ahead. What do they need to do for him to be able to find that moment?
They need to crush bottom lane. Center has to have a good time. The Ember, I don't imagine it's going to come online anytime soon. It's tough against DP mid. So what, you get an early Blade Mail to try and counteract DP's push, and you don't want to lose top that hard against the CK.
Yeah, that is true. Because when you think about it this way, right? They're good. I feel like Bendover is gonna win top lane, most likely. But the mid lane and bot lane, they're gonna win mid lane. So they're gonna win two lanes in my book, right? In this type of matchup, in my book, they're gonna win two lanes, mid and top. Only gonna have a difficult time in the bottom lane. That said, that doesn't give a good precedent for Among Us TI, right? Because you need that Ember to be able to help you create that space. But if he's also losing his lane, it makes it difficult to give that space to Anti-Mage because he's gonna be farming the jungle where Anti-Mage would also be farming. So it's not efficient per se.
Yeah, and while that's happening, you've got CK farming and Lifestealer farming, while DP can just flick her ulti every 145 seconds and take one tower down. And I don't know, I don't feel like you want to go late game against CK, Lifestealer, and a DP, even if you have an Anti-Mage on your team.
I believe they reworked the algorithms of CK2, right? It's basically everyone is getting Phantasm.
Heroes
Have
affected by Stampede take reduced damage on
seen
Aghanim's of Centaur?
Centaur, and I was talking about CK,
That's
KS Knight.
okay.
KS Knight has a Phantasm that basically
Mhm.
everyone creates, their own illusion. So it's gonna be like an illusion army, which would be pretty fun to see.
Ooh, Ember actually played this really well.
He knew what he had to do. He's not gonna be able to like fight on early in the early phase because it gets later. DP's gonna get that skills up and running.
Oh,
Spirit
jeez,
Siphon,
Radiant's
the Crypt
courier just
Swarm.
got
So he had to
killed.
play with that Flame Guard, get his level 2 immediately to be able to farm that the creeps. He's currently 3-0, but it's because he pushed the wave.
Hmm. And it's good that he's doing this. He's constantly pushing the lane against the enemy tower, then it's against his tower. It's not constant at mid, so DP is not able to get that much harass on him.
And he's able to get that farm quickly, right? Because if he's just gonna play it too safe, that means DP is gonna be able to get that denies, pressure him out of the lane. It's not gonna be looking good for him. Although it's interesting to see in the bot lane, Centaur is definitely having a difficult time with the Phoenix Fire Spirits. The damage over time is quite ridiculous, though.
Hmm.
Probably the reason why it's like level 25, right? If it's your level 25 Phoenix. Actually, only 5, Elyas. You scammed me. It's a
Hmm.
5.
Well, last time they ran it as 4. So I'll just use that as an
Oh,
excuse.
okay. Okay, then, sure.
Their position
Now,
fight
now,
doesn't play Phoenix that much, I guess.
yeah, I was like, level 25. Nope. Just level 5. Oh, looks like Dark Will's gonna have a difficult time in the bot lane because he's being chased by the Phoenix. The damage over time coming from this Fire Spirits is so pesky. Like, as a support player, you don't want to be pushed out this
Ooh,
much.
top lane. Might be first blood. Yeah.
Will be. Quick and easy work coming from them. But the rework from Chaos Strike, do you like it or do you hate it?
The what?
Like it or do you hate it?
They're like what? The level
You-
2 Chaos Strike?
No. The way they changed Chaos Strike. Before there was like a cooldown, and then they made it back into a percentage.
Hmm. No idea.
Not a Chaos Knight player.
No, not at all.
No one touches the hero. I
He's
see.
not really in meta, but I mean, Bendover have played it twice this tournament, so I think they're bringing it back.
The chances they lowered it. The crit chance is like 30%, but the critical max is 170%. So if you get hit by that crit, that's not gonna feel good, especially if you're a support.
And we see CK's just going for bracers now. Like, he's just gonna tanky himself up and it's gonna allow the Tiny to just leave the CK in the lane, get XP, some farm, while Tiny just rotates in. I like this thing from Antimage.
I
Blocking
saw
the
that
fall.
too. You don't really see those type of people, to just blink and make sure the pull doesn't happen, so you're gonna be able to farm that wave. It's a cute play. It's a very cute play coming from Rudy.
And Antimage is going for sustain here. A Ring of Health, Ring of Regen.
Because Radiant just fortified their structures.
Just
Yeah, definitely.
items that are going to sustain himself. And mid
Oh,
lane.
the runes. Oh, mid lane. Oh, he's gonna be chased by Red Spray. He does have the Fairy Farsi. I think he's not gonna get that much, flack for this. He's gonna be okay. I am a bit shocked on how well this lane is going for Emperor. It's even Stevens from the both of them. Top lane though, looks like he want to go on Tiny. Oh, nice avalanche there. Gonna be able to save himself that heartbreak. Immediately uses the mango to just run away. Would have been bad for him if he dies there. But both of them are in low mana, low health. M is having a better time. Kind of peculiar build, if you ask me, skill build wise. One mana break, one blink, one counter spell. Probably afraid of the CK Chaos Vault.
Ooh, they're going on Phoenix spawn. What? He does have dive. Doesn't want to use it.
Oh no, he held it in too long. Now Mr. Plus One gonna try and revenge his body, try to revenge that Phoenix Plus One. Will he continue? It's not gonna be worth it if he does. So he's gonna just go back and farm and cry himself to sleep because Phoenix did die. Sadly enough,
lane,
while
we
top
get a
lane they're gonna
toss
be able to find the Snapfire perfect combination. Now Super really gonna try and save his friend, but the big smack daddy that is Jafar Chaos Strike doesn't feel good.
Never refuse gold given.
It's gonna get tougher for Anti-Mage here. Because
Was
you're not
expecting
really
it would be
able
much
to
harder.
kick the CK out of this lane. Got a position 5 Snapfire, who's at level 3. Is Ember 6? Yeah, he is 6.
Yeah, his Ember is 6. Both supports are making sure they're able to do the rune control, while that Prophet Exorcism is up and running. Maybe gonna try and pressure this out. Double damage. Time he actually went for a bottle. I haven't seen this happen in a long time. I believe back in the day, Crit doesn't usually go for bottle. Not always. To watch him play Tiny a lot.
Yeah, DP does have
That
bottle
force
as
field
well.
leads me to believe that Dire just fortified their structure.
Questionable, but is Ember actually gonna ulti there? Yeah, he is. Oh no, the silence up as well.
He is gonna. Well, he's gonna be fine. It almost looked very close for Ember Spirit, but with that, he has those wands and bottles. It's gonna be okay. So the beauty that is the Ember Spirit, right? You can always just go back and TP home and get your HP up and running, and use your Spirit to come back.
Yeah, and Radiant were camping his Spirit.
Guys, like, come here. He's gonna come here. Nah.
Just didn't have enough damage. But they timed their stuns really well, and EP Silence was timed really well as well.
But they're still lacking the burst for it. Same with the top lane. Like, they're making sure the Far is gonna have a difficult time, but the double bracers, right?
Yeah.
1.2k HP, and he's healing from the Chaos Strike. So it's not like he needs to buy consumables, right? He just needs to auto attack. Get his HP up.
Yeah, he's really
It's gonna be a TP. Oh, Dark Willow is gonna join the party. Looks like you want to try and get the kill into the CK. A lot of burst damage with the Scatter Blast. They're gonna use the Avalanche to try and save his friend. But the Cursed Crown was there, and the Man of Void. Smack him as much as you can. Because CK, as tanky as you are, it takes 3 to take him down. He is tanky. He's a tanky boy, a beefy boy, but not that beefy. Centaur is still the good thing with Centaur though. Like, if they're gonna try initiate, right? If you're like a team or something, you're gonna be able to call on when to use that Stampede, so you're able to save your friends. Even if Lifestealer has that slow, there's like really no way you can kill the Centaur unless you chain stun him or silence him up. They won't be able to cast Stampede. You have multiple ways to disengage in fights or engage in fights.
They do, and I don't know if I like this build from Centaur rushing the Blink. I feel like he needs play mail against the DP, because right now the Ember's not going for it.
There's like a party on top lane. Everybody is on the top, gonna dive right in. You want to get the kill on Territor, but the Territor is gonna be a-okay, it looks like, or will he? They still continue that chase. The Curse Count will be there. He's gonna try and TP out, but the TP will not be enough. Stampede has been used, and Death Prophet, yeah, surprise, surprise, I am here. He says, I'm ready to make a play. Omar since will it work out? Mana Void and Ember. It's gonna be a big party as everybody is looking for a fight. Ember Spirit time to get the kill into the Death Prophet. Death Prophet will be able to run away. CK, Jafar, and the Silence will hit onto 2. Might be enough to give time for them to disengage clearly. But that was a Death Prophet ulti use, Exorcism. Usually when you want to have that Exorcism up to be able to push the towers, we only were able to get a support kill for that. It's gonna be, I believe, a 2-for-2 trade for supports.
Centaur. Did he pop Stampede? I think he did.
The Pop Stampede, yeah. You wanted Snapfire to run away, but Snapfire decided to TP, which just made it easy for CK to bring him with Reality Rift and Chaos Bolt. And for
Radiant's
some
middle
reason,
tower
this
is under
30%
attack.
chance for Chaos Strike, yeah, it's broken. It's not 30%. He's like smacking the creeps twice in a row with Chaos Strike. Gaben,
Dire's top
is
tower
this
is under attack.
30%?
Yeah, man, it's Jafar.
Jafar, like I want that
Dire's top
RNG.
tower
Like
is under
I swear,
attack.
when I play Faceless Void, my RNG with Time Lock works perfectly on creeps. So we'll tell that story for another day as they are chasing onto the top lane, looking for that Ember jumping in with the help of the remaining teammates. They're gonna get 2 down, the 2 supports. We're talking about how well Bendover drafted this, right? They're early to mid
Dire's middle
game,
tower is under
are
attack.
very strong, but somehow, Among Us DI winners are the one creating that fights, that diversion,
middle
those skills.
tower's under
Even
attack.
Anti-Mage is participating. Straight out rushing Battle Fury with no treads.
Yeah, Bendover should just play around
Man,
Exorcism.
you might as well save that energy because
I don't know why
Radiant
they
just
were
fortified
top.
their structures.
But they end up getting punished for losing 2. Now both the Dark Willow and the Snapfire are
Dire's middle
6.
tower, it's gone.
They're both level 6, so they do have those disengagements, those controls, plus the Snapfire more timers kisses. That's gonna be a lot of damage. That Prophet, yes, you have the Spirit Siphon and the Silence, but that magical damage coming from the Snapfire, if you're unable to catch him, it's gonna be painful for him. He's very soft.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But since Lifesteal finished Armlet, they're just gonna rotate bottom and get this tower.
They are gonna try and make a move, maybe, but I really doubt they're gonna. Okay, then. Looks like a pause will be there. What? Okay, we'll do a 50-50. You know what a 50-50 is, right? What do you think they're gonna
No.
do here? Okay, a 50-50. Will Tiny toss that Prophet into Hunter Warner, leading to a silence and to a kill? Or will a Prophet just use ultimate exorcism and just push the tower bot? It's a
Just
50-50 scenario.
just push the tower. And I like that they're leaving Phoenix mid to get level 6.
Yeah, he does. He does need a level 6 to be more effective. Still level 4. The supports are under level, and it's time to get ready. Let's see. Come on, Tiny. Don't fail me now. Toss your friend. Oh, he did toss your
Ooh,
friend.
Dire, you gotta fortify
I
them,
wanted
their
the
structures.
3-2-2s,
Good work.
but that's gonna work out.
I don't know if they can fight this. Like even with
Yeah, they're going-
Stampede, I don't think that
Really
they
want to
can.
commit heavily on this, but Hunter Warren, like we said, he's a tanky, beefy boy. Although a lot of people are in the bottom lane now. 4 heroes here wanting to claim that
geez,
tier 1
Morty, they're
tower.
going after
Can
Dire's
they
bottom
defend this,
tower.
or will they defend this?
Oh,
The answer
Radiant's
is
top tower
no.
is
They're
under
not going to
attack.
defend
What's
this
the matter
because
with
they
you?
don't
You just
really
attack
have
Dire's bottom
to.
towers
Creating
destroyed.
space for the Anti-Mage, who, by the way, with the Battle Fury, he's gonna out farm the Lifestealer in terms of net worth if they just let him be.
That seal's done on DP and that's blinked done on Centaur as well. So they both hit their timers at the same time. You can counteract the you can counteract the blink
Dire's
with
top
Yules
tower's
now
under
if you're
attack.
DP, so you should be feeling pretty safe.
Looks like Dire's structures are
Especially if you have very
fortified.
quick reaction time, they are gonna smoke out and make a play here because this is the timing, like we said, a deep blink dagger. So make a play, make a move, find a pickoff and an objective. Looks like Phoenix. Well, I mean, if Phoenix dies, it doesn't matter. Like he's still level 5, he's just a
Dire's top
support.
tower's
If he
under
breaks the
attack.
smoke, it's gonna be a-okay. They're gonna use the Bramble Maze, and there you have it.
shall rise
Quick and
again,
easy work
Phoenix.
to get that kill into the Phoenix. Rampage, not feeling it today.
Dire's
You know,
top tower's
it's a
fallen.
difficult game for
It's all
Phoenix,
fake.
especially
It's
when
crazy
you're
fake
under
nonsense.
level heavily. As you're still level 5, 30 minutes in the game, they're gonna ping. You do see Mr. Death Prophet will be able to Yule Scepter this. No, he will not. He's not able to get that quick Yule Scepter, so he's gonna be in trouble as Grandma
Radiant's middle tower is
gonna
under
burn
attack.
Death Prophet to his death.
Dire's top
Or
tower is
with
under
a more
attack.
timers kisses. So this just leads on to the tier 1
force field
mid
leads me
tower.
to believe that
Tiny
Dire's
Avalanche toss
fortified
onto
their
the Amber
structure.
Spirit, but he does have his haste there. Gonna use those combination, the damage will be enough. I love the
Radiant's
buyback
middle tower is under attack. Oh,
in those
man.
kills.
Oh, Pretty much.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
this is what the Among Us TI winner should be doing, right? Should continue the pressure for the anti-mage to just catch up in terms of farm, racking it up quite heavily now. Although, what I'm a bit worried is what happens when anti-mage has those Manta style, you know, once he has those item timings. So, Bendover have a difficult time on this?
He needs more than Manta. Like, you're going against the Phoenix, DP, Tiny, DK. You would need Manta +1, perhaps Manta plus Abyssal to just zone out their supports at the
I
start.
feel like mid lane, they're baiting out the CK, or they're not. They actually, we wanted to go for the anti, which is let CK all alone here. He is pretty damn low, but thankfully speaking, the damage is still gonna be there, coming from Marsins. But ultimate coming from the Phoenix, it's not gonna work out thanks to the little shredder. Gonna get the kill to the Centaur Warrunner, but in the end of the day, they're losing more. They're losing to that Prophet. It's just one left. It is your life stealer. Get me out of here, he says. I don't have rage. The damage! I love to buyback. Is dominating this game. He didn't even need the anti-mage at all. It was an awkward situation, an awkward fight. 3v5, and it works out in their favor as Ember Spirit comes late.
You know what I'm talking about?
The strikes did that Prophet down quick and easy.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under attack.
a bit of misplay from the
Jeez,
Phoenix.
Radiant's middle tower just got wrecked.
He had no vision of the
Nice. It's like that song.
Snapfire, so just ultis behind enemy lines, and unlucky for him, he just meets Snapfire and gets down really quick. DP did try using the snap, but not enough time. The CK just takes lots of damage there before his team backs him up.
Yeah, I mean, like, he has 1.7k HP, but the problem here is that they were smoked up. I thought they were baiting out the CK, right? Because it would have been amazing if they did. But the problem here is we're going for anti-mage in the bot lane instead. Instead of, you know, baiting out the CK, forcing a good fight for them. Like, you're able to use, like, a 3-man silence into an avalanche. But it was just too late. You realized too late that you had to help the CK, and CK just died immediately. The impact of that hero was not used. Oh, top lane though looks like, oh no, why did TP during a Shadow Realm? Tiny was here, he was ready for the fight, and toss him up, drop him to his grave as Omar Sins will die. He at least got something, you know, out of, you know, this map. They're able to get a kill onto the support, but anti-mage Anta looks like it's almost completed. Actually completed. But it's not completed. So going for Manta Scotty, right? When you're up against a life stealer, it does help him quite well. Oh, he blinks in! No, will he bait out the stun? No, he won't even be able to bait out. The Centaur ultimate will be there. You'll scepter him up. There's no more science. Nice stun. Gonna use the counter spell. Will it be time to disengage? Phoenix Egg will be there, but they're gonna get the kill to the Death Prophet. The better kill and the Phoenix Egg. Not working out in Bendover's favor. It's time to bend over to the will of Among Us TI winners. But Leicester, he has something to say here. He wants to make a statement. Gonna get that kill onto the Snapfire, but the Tiny High will fall down. No, he's left alone, but he's not afraid. Armlet toggle it is. Vessel will be there. Now, be terrorized. Push him away. Won't be able to use any skill at all as Super Rudy is on a mega kill. 5-man team wipe. Only 2 dead from the side of Among Us TI winners. Looking pretty bad for Bendover.
Yeah, you don't want to keep losing these fights. They've lost, what, 3 fights in a row? Against an anti-mage?
Yeah.
With a Battle Fury?
It's looking really bad. 3 fights in a row. Bendover, they were supposed to be the ones applying the pressure around the map, applying that Death Prophet exorcism, taking those towers down quick and easy. They couldn't just do what they wanted. You know, they weren't able to do type of gameplay that they sat on this in this first game of the series, because Among Us TI winners, they're not giving them room to breathe. Finding pickups after pickups, and when it comes to fights, 5v5 and well, not even 5v5, 4v5 for some reason, they're still winning it.
If you're Radiant, you can't really be taking fights like these. Like with a DP, all you should do is just stand behind the tower, slowly chip away,
Yeah.
and find tower kills.
Yep, and Ooh, Martians, we forced out a Death Prophet ulti here. Will he try and make a play? There's a haste rune. You'll scepter him up. He's gonna be fine. Not gonna look like it's dangerous for him because he did have that spirit and sleight of fist combination to be able to run away. And over. Looks like their ankles are very weak right now because you forced out exorcism that did nothing.
Yeah, a bit early to use it there. This is the thing with CK offlaner. You don't have an offlaner that can properly initiate fights like typical offlaners.
Like the jump-ins, right? He can't really jump in. CK's not like a guy who would just go dagger and chaos ball because chaos ball is like a cast animation type of thing, not like a
Radiant's bottom
centaur
tower
where
is
you
under
jump in
attack.
hoof stomp immediately, right? It works out tremendously.
Yeah, their
Radi-
initiation is really limited to the DP
Radiant's
just chipping
bottom
away at the
tower is
towers.
under attack.
Unless the Tiny is getting a blink, which he is soon, they shouldn't have been taking these kind of fights. They end up just getting punished for it really hard.
Yeah, but it is a
Dire's
warrior.
courier. He
Warrior?
picked the big one. There's a job
Hello?
opening.
Rudy?
Radiant's bottom tower is
What
under
happened
attack.
there? He got his decision. He made his courier run back, and it just died. It
Radiant's
died
bottom
with
tower
a
is under
ultimate orb.
attack.
Hmm,
Couldn't do much about
that's
Radiant's
not-
bottom tower,
well,
could
it's
ya?
Not really hurtful, but kind of weird to see that happen. We are gonna maybe try and force out a tier 2 tower, but they're not strong enough, right? The timings is on Among Us TI.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lifesteal is going
are-
for this, so
Mm,
they
Needed
need
damage.
some
I
lockdown.
think they needed damage. They're gonna be able to find Jafar though. Jafar needs to be a bit
Dire's
more
top
careful.
tower's
Will he
under
be found?
attack.
Nice stun combination with the Chorus Crown with a Snapfire
Radiant's
cookie.
middle tower is
He
under
couldn't
attack.
even move at
No
all.
one's
He just
Radiant's
stood there
courier got killed.
and accepted
You
his
know how much
death
stuff
because
he was
he knew
carrying?
he had no chance to live
Oh,
anymore.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like
Man, you might as well
Bendover.
save that energy because
Not
Radiant
in
just
their
fortified
department.
their
8K gold
structures.
net worth lead for
Oh,
Among Us.
Radiant's top tower
And
is
maybe
under
even a
attack.
free Roshan. Can't even contest Roshan. I don't. It's looking hard. It's looking
Radiant's
hard.
top tower
But if
is
you're in the side of
fallen.
Bendover,
Oh boy,
what do you
somebody
think we
called
need to do
trouble
to come
because
back
he's
into
here
this, right?
already.
there's
They-
type of situation where full of pickoffs are just happening and they're just dying left and right.
They need to find pickoffs.
'Tis mine.
But if you're Among Us, you can just 5-man them down. You're not really afraid of DP's ulti at this point. DK is falling behind.
They are gonna
Quite a
go for the
bit.
mid lane. We have the tiny avalanche toss combination. Will it hit though to Mr. I Love to buy back? CK will show himself. Trying to maybe try and bait it out with him. And there you have an avalanche toss combination on to the Dark Willow. At the end of the day, a kill is a kill. They get something out of it, better than nothing at all. Ideal hero, good enough.
Natim is just gonna have Scotty in 1 minute.
Be ensnared in
Oh
fire.
no.
Death Prophet's going for BKB.
The rune of regeneration.
Again, they don't really have a catch.
Oh, wait, what do you think about this item build that Snapfire is going for? A Blink Dagger.
Oh,
Yeah,
Radiant's
it's
bottom tower
for
is
the
under
Phoenix. Just wants to completely delete and cancel
Get
Phoenix
that
from
real-
these team fights.
Little Shredder up and running. Like, it just deletes Phoenix, right? It's a very hard counter to Phoenix. No matter how well you try to position your egg, as long as there's a way for Snapfire to get closer to you, it's I don't know how is he gonna find the egg positioning
Yeah,
on this.
it's a very easy counter, and that's why we saw the insta pick Snapfire into the Phoenix. They didn't even think about it. Like, okay, we see a Phoenix, where's Snapfire? You just secure that pick.
Do you think it's a big error in the side of Bendover allowing them to pick a Snapfire? Because it's a very popular pick in this region, the MENA region. They love the Snapfire picks, and this is the reason why.
Perhaps, but they know it's an easy counter. Perhaps they thought that they can get the upper hand with their positioning. It's just that these team fights,
Oh, they're bringing out Ember Spirit. Are they looking for a fight here?
just that
Oops,
these team
huh?
fights, they didn't have proper positioning. But Top lane.
Gonna be able to find Ember Spirit. Avalanche Toss combination will be there alongside with Size, but the Use Scepter and the Terrorize, will it hit? Yes, it will hit! Let it burn! Let it burn! But he cancels it. He doesn't need to make them burn. They're already burning. 2D damage coming from the anti with Super Rudy. Still tanky. Wants to fight it out. 2 down. Make it 3. Might have been 4. Yes, it will be. As Super Rudy, the Superman of this team. That's a triple kill. That's 4-man white. Make it a 5 though. As Tiny, he also dies.
That was Ember's heals. That heals pickups really good.
No, it just made it set up for a amazing terrorize there. No one has BKBs on their side, so that just leaves it off like you're just standing there waiting for the Ember to fall down. Those two amazing terrorize, and then follow-up stunts galore. Everyone just melted, other than the Life Stealer. This is I believe like the 4th or 5th fight in a row they have been losing.
I don't know if they saw this heals pick up on the Ember. Just with the heals, you don't really have lockdown. Silence not gonna work against him. He's just gonna pop it up, and off he goes.
Thought they could kill him. He tossed him to the side of the Death Prophet. Death Prophet did use the silence, but the CK wasn't able to throw that stun. So he was able to immediately use himself and escape with the Slide of Fist and Fire Remnant away. I don't. They weren't even able. They tried their best to kill the anti-mage. You know, they used everything they had, but anti-mage was. He was okay.
Radiant's top tower is destroyed.
Like he looked a bit.
Did you see what they did, Rick?
Trouble,
did you see
but
what they did?
Frankly, Morty, no. Being like a 4v1 versus Lifestealer, he couldn't stand that strong against the anti-mage.
This Manta pick from Lifestealer is not really helping me out. It's not. It hasn't been doing much. And I don't know what do you do with Manta here?
Avalanche lost, but the Chaos Ball will be returned. Make it a terrorize, hit onto 2 and make it burn with the Snapfire ultimate from the downtown. Everyone is just burning down. Not looking good. Ember even jumps into this. I love to buy back Super Rudy fighting it all. And it's gonna be another team fight. And DJ has been called.
My thanks.
Among Us showing that they're the better team, and we did not expect a stomp in this game. No, I did not expect a stomp.
Yeah,
I did not.
They did not execute their pump really well. Guess I don't know what happened really. Their positioning and the way they took team fights and position for team fights wasn't really great. It just bit them in the butt.
Yeah, it did bit them in the butt quite a lot. They were supposed to be the one, you know, we're supposed to be the one making that move and all that, but it didn't work out in their favor at all. Their draft, their game plan, their win condition was not met. He had to move around the map, apply that pressure, win the mid lane. They needed to that pressure, win the mid lane. They needed to Ember win around, you know, and fight it out. So that was an entertaining game number 1. Surprisingly, I didn't see this coming. A stomp for Bendover. So what? In the side of Bendover, you realized your mistakes here. You let them have the snap fire. What do you think they should do to get back into this, Elyas? What mindset should you have for game number 2? And definitely, what bans do you need to stop someone like Among Us?
Run traditional offlaners first. And just, they were missing an initiator. They were missing an offlaner, basically. You can't have 2 carries. And with the Seekan Lifestealer, they're not really offering much early to mid phase. They're not complementing the Death Prophet. Tiny not having Blink. Phoenix was very late to hit level 6. So their team fights were only the DP, and Seek and Lifestealer just farming away. So pick a traditional offlaner, let the lanes go decent, and this game would have been really different.
Yeah, it would have been really different.
Their draft was really nice. It's just that the timings.
It was supposed to work out for them. They had strong laning phase, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out. Hopefully, in game number 2, we'll see more of Bendover to fight back, because this is a best of 3 series, and whoever loses, there's still the losers bracket. Not like the open qualifiers where you lose and it's goodbye. not in this main event. They still have the losers bracket if they do fall down. But let's see who. We hope that it's gonna be an exciting game number 2. Hopefully, Bendover can come back from this and not bend over. So we'll see you guys there into game number 2 after this short break. See you guys.
Can you try to starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always get a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks. Rise. A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
Rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the night won't scare us falling. So rise up. Rise too great to be landed. Rise up. Way too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly by them like choppers. Better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always get a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks. Rise.
And we're back,
Yo,
Elyas.
what it do?
Surprise! Didn't see you do anything embarrassing, huh? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Expectations for game number 2, Elyas. Expectations for game number 2.
Hopefully, Bendover draft a traditional offlane, and if they
Mm-hmm.
don't, like the thing that went terribly wrong last game is the fact that DP was alone. They didn't really complement her. Lifestealer could rush drums and fight early. Like
Mm-hmm.
you would want to do that when you have DP against an anti-mage, because your
Yeah.
fight potential is huge. You can take down towers easily. You can dominate the map, but they just opted to let the DP run around. CK just farms top, Lifestealer farms bottom, and just
Mm-hmm.
they paid really bad for that.
Yeah, it wasn't really the perfect type of draft. Yeah, CK is a strong laning phase type of hero, but when it matters to go in certain team fights, if he gets killed immediately, then it doesn't work out for him. He just melts. He melted.
Mhm. Yeah, because
And
they chose to take fights really late. I really think
yeah.
that as soon as DP hits 6, start rotating and just fight around your Death Prophet ulti.
Yeah, they should have just played around with that Prophet ulti. Yes, they did take a few tier 1 towers, but they didn't really apply that pressure that we were looking for. That Prophet, each time Exorcism is up, it's time to go. It's time to look for pickoff and get an objective alongside it. But each time they wanted to make a play, Among Us were always ahead of them. They were two
Hmm.
steps ahead of them. They couldn't really commit to a play because an important hero would be dead already before they can even proceed to what they planned.
Do we get a Snapfire insta pick here?
Either are they not? They're literally letting it out. Like pick Snapfire.
Yeah, but this time it's Among Us picking Phoenix.
Is it like a way to say we can play better than you in this type
Maybe.
of fight?
They
And it's
don't.
whoa! First picks Ven.
Hmm.
Whoa!
And I almost feel like you just want to pick the Magnus so Bendover doesn't have it here.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say Medusa. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Magnus.
Well, it would be,
Yeah.
yeah, Magnus would be good for Sven, but I think Snapfire is pretty fine with me. I mean, if you do, like, a Snapfire is a very versatile type of hero. In Southeast Asia, they used to even make it as a mid laner or an off laner. Back when Fnatic was part of Ice Ice Ice, they used to play it as an off laner. Now people decided to start playing as a mid laner because you want to get that Aghanim Scepter. You gobble up one, throw them far into that fight, which works well. And surprising, the element of surprise will be there, and you can also use it to save your teammate. So it works pretty well. But
They
surprisingly,
don't.
they don't. Snapfire is still available, and a Rubik. Oh, it's everybody. Io, Sven. Attack
And
speed, heals
they
are
insta
there.
banned the Snapfire for Among Us. And I would assume they'd ban the Magnus as well. But see, Bendover,
Well,
they like doing this. They like banning
mm,
offlaners who are good against their easy lane. They really like securing the easy lane for
mm,
themselves. Among Us TI, I like this Rubik pick because you're still letting the Magnus go through. And if Bendover did choose to pick the Magnus, they've got a really good Rubik player who can just steal RP over and over again because it's relatively an easy
yeah.
skill to steal if you're in range.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think they are gonna have a hard time if they do pick the Magnus. Uh, just looking at this draft right now, Rubik Phoenix versus Van Iwas. Van Iwas like a very strong duo composition, and I hate playing up against a very strong IO. You can see the ban from Among Us would be the Slardar, which is usually what they used to pair. Like they don't really pair Sven and IO together. They pair the Sven and Snapfire sometimes, and IO and Slardar will be together because you need that bash of the deep, and it works pretty well. I believe Team Lebanon had that type of draft where they had the Snapfire plays position 5, IO play 4 with the Slardar, and they're not able to get the kill on the Slardar. He was being able to get that heals from the IO, the sustain that he needed. If he tried going for the IO, his damage is just too ridiculous, plus with the attack speed, with overcharge. So it's better to just ban it out, not playing up against any of those. LC would also be banned, and the same last two bans from Bendover were the Spectre, and then they picked the Sven instead. And Anti-Mage. They realized
Mm.
that Anti-Mage coming from Super Rudy was too much. And apparently, Super Rudy was the player from Bendover. He was part of Bendover before moving on to his new team. Ooh,
Mm.
right.
Maybe he's an
Spicy.
imposter. You never
Yep,
know.
he was the
But
imposter all along.
I like this ban from Bendover. They banned the Spectre and Anti-Mage, two really good heroes to just get on top of the IO and cancel him out, destroy him, kill him.
Hmm.
So really solid bans protecting their IO. What did they Undying? Oof.
So, what do you
Where is
think
it?
if Among Us decides to go for the Magnus pick instead? You think that works out with their lineup?
Mm, it could. They could run it off lane, but it's doable. They could run it offlane. It's not bad. They've got other options for offlaners though. They could. They banned a Void first pick. I mean, these bans are common from them, huh? Because they've banned Lina and Void last game as well.
When I think for Among Us, right, the way they play this, they pick offlaners that can annoy you in the lane. So, they're able to trade farm between one another. So, Magnus, I guess it kind of works sometimes. Because if there's going to be a Phoenix egg, you're going to expect everybody, duking it out to destroy that egg. And when you're duking it out, you can get RP'd. But instead, they go for an axe, get that blade mail, and get their number to get those calls that he will be needing.
It's a good pick. Because if it's a Sven IO, which it looks like it, unless it's a Sven Undying, if it's the IO, you can't really stop the axe from just skipping creeps and just camping that. So if the lane gets too hard for Among Us in the offlane, the axe can just creep skip, and there isn't much that the IO can do to stop the axe from having free farm there.
Yeah, the difficult thing when you're playing up against an axe is the battle hunger, right? So if you use it on a supports, they don't really have the highest base damage. So trying to deny sometimes has been worked out in their favor just to remove the battle hunger. And it just leads them to in a way where they get closer to the wave, which sets up to maybe a kill that can happen. So I do also like the axe pick here. It works against them, pretty well. Undying is a popular pick too, just because of the tombstone and the decay. Soul Rip does a lot of damage. There's a lot of creeps or units along that lane. They have the heals.
Axe and Rubik is solid as well. Like the Rubik just spamming his second spell, the minus damage debuff that he puts on carries, and it's an axe versus a Sven. You can just go close to the Sven, right click him, pull aggro,
Yeah, exactly.
spin around. And again, if that lane gets too hard, Rubik can just roam around, axe creep skips. If they really want to, they can just try lane it, but I don't see that happening.
I like the axe pick, but I feel like with Godstrand Sven, if he doesn't have the wait, what? Oh, okay. So this is
That crashed my
offlane. That crashed your Dota. Yeah, it
that
crashed
crashed
my
my Dota.
brain. Error 404. Dota not found. Thank you for the toss pick, Bendover. Elyas BC could not handle
My gosh,
that
actually
surprise
crashed my
pick.
Dota.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that surprise pick. So it's gonna be an offlane task. We've seen OG do this type of game, right? Sab with the Tusk offlane, and on the other side, among us, the other winners, they're gonna go for a Troll Warlord. So Axe is gonna be your offlane. I mean, if he doesn't get his Blade Mail quick, Sven does quite a lot of damage. God's Strength alongside Overcharge, it works tremendously well. Nuking him down. While the carry for Among Us would be the Troll. Yes, you have the damage, but once he's able to use his ultimate, the Battle Trance, plus he makes it difficult for you to. He has that whirling axis where you're going to be missing some of your attacks, or maybe most of your attacks. I feel like I like the way Among Us is drafting this in game number 2.
It's a solid pick against Tuskar and Undying. Did they pick that after Tuskar? They did, right?
Yeah,
they
it was
did.
after Tusk was being picked.
It's a good strong hero.
Immediately bans the Pugna. It definitely just counters the Troll, right? It counters the Axe. It counters quite a lot. So I like the bans there. Same with the OD. Troll is just gonna waste his ultimate without being able to do anything. Among Us, they were prepared for this game number 2. They were prepared on what type of gameplay or draft they're aiming to use here for this tournament. A Storm Spirit, I guess, going to the backlines, looking for an IO kill, right? That's the number 1 target. You need someone who's able to go there and burst him down. So Storm definitely going to be banned there.
They still don't have that hero that can deal with the IO that much or that well.
I mean,
Let's see.
I think the
What can they-
reason why they pick Tusk is because of the snowball. So when you do you can evade the call. You can put people in the snowball. You can also dodge out the Phoenix ultimate with your snowball if you time it perfectly. So I guess there is that.
Silencer
But
would
off
be a
lane,
really nice pick here
yes.
for Among Us TI winners. Silencer would be a very solid pick because
Actually, I would agree with you with that one.
you don't generally want to go BKB on IO on Dying Tuskar. Like Sven, sure you can build BKB on him, but Silencer is actually a really good pick.
You have an axe who can jump in first, right, and make a mess in the fights. Silencer seems like a good pick with the global silence. You can really push that out of them right in the early to mid game. Although I'm a bit worried if they go like for a silencer, it's gonna be difficult. But they decide to go for a bat rider mid. Now I'm thinking silencer should be on Bendover. I mean, if it's bat rider mid, if you're up against a silencer, you can't really use your sticky napalms, right? It's just it refreshes the curse, the arcane curse. So I feel like I would like to see mid silencer more or less, though it works out for anybody.
I don't know what
They only
you
have-
pick here if you're bent over.
Someone that can play up against a bat rider. It has to be an Abba. What? Abba mid.
Is it?
We have
the very
four
famous place mid?
melee. Yeah, he's the mid lane.
Okay. Hmm.
I am lost for words. Lost for
Does
words.
shield remove debuffs on Abaddon?
Yeah, it removes the sticky napalm.
Right.
So he's gonna be kind of okay, I guess. But I have to say, Among Us feel like have the better job because let's say in the situation Axe gets a good call, yeah, not gonna be good. But with that said, we'll see you guys in the game once we throw some love from Intel here. Give them their love, guys.
Is it? It's mid-axe.
It's what?
So it's mid-axe against Abaddon. Oh, that's huge. They really
Oh, wait.
outplayed.
I'm hearing twice.
Oh, really? Oh, turn off your. Wait.
Okay, turn it off. Okay, that was
You,
weird.
you
I was like
still hear
hearing.
twice?
Yeah, okay. I'm okay now. I muted the other one.
30
Hopefully,
seconds until the game
it doesn't
starts, Rick.
hear them. Like we don't
I'm
hear it
getting my
twice.
things ready, Morty.
Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, I'll introduce the players this time again. For Among Us, we have Super Rudy playing the Troll Warlord, Amarsins playing the Rubik. I love to buy back. I didn't really see him buy back in the previous game, but he's playing the Bat Rider this time. Anti D is playing the Axe, and Tarator playing the Phoenix. While the side of
Get this game
Bendover,
started,
the
baby.
very famous will be playing the Abaddon. High will play Io, +1 playing Sven. Rampage playing the Undying, and Jafar is playing the Tusk, the offlane Tusk. So it's going to be a Io plus Tusk combination, while Undying and Sven will be together. I did not see this coming. Mid-axe. This is a... I mean, this works tremendously well for Axe. He's not going to lose his lane. Plus, a Bat Rider is annoying to play up against for someone like Sven.
Yeah, Radiant's gonna have an easy time in almost all of their lanes, I feel like. Mid, like, Abaddon was not really expecting this at all.
And look in the bot lane, you see the Eye already getting bullied heavily here between the Phoenix and Super Rudy. You can't really get close. Look at the damage. Io needs to be a bit more careful. Gonna tether his way out of that while Phoenix getting hit under attack by Jafar near far. Nah, yeah, he's gonna be okay. Look a bit dangerous, but he's gonna be a-okay. What I'm worried about for the side of Bendover is their laning phase because the picks from the Among Us, it's basically win laners, win dominators, lane dominators.
And you don't really have kill potential at bottom because what you're against a mischance from the troll is rolling access melee, and then you just got spirits on you that reduces your attack speed.
But you said you're gonna be able to find a territory. They're like, nah, it's not gonna work out, or is it? Actually, he definitely made a point there, Elyas. He really couldn't get the kill, even if he trapped the Phoenix.
And that was without trolls rolling access melee with the 60% chance.
Exactly, they couldn't do much against it
Dyer's
because
courier. He
Fire
picked the big one.
Spirits
There's a job
making his
opening,
attack
in
speed
case
go to
anyone's
hell.
interested, for courier.
Not working out in his favor, and I don't know about this one. It's looking a bit sketchy, but Morrison's
Ooh, top
being
lane.
chased down. Oh, you're chasing my support now, fam. We're chasing you. Yeah, Mr. Undying trying his best to survive, but burn. He will. 7 stacks already on his name. Warcry will be used trying to make him run away. That has been 8 stacks. They're not going to be able to get the kill. There's no first blood yet. Nice saves coming from these two teams.
Yeah, and we can see already that mid lane, the evidence struggling at bottom actually.
Yeah, bottom,
Just,
yep. They are gonna try and aim for the far, but the heals are there, but the damage, will it be enough? The regeneration, make him move, as he's gonna be fine, but first blood was actually on the top lane. Undying dies again, Mr. Rampage. Not working out for them. It's that lane dominators, and Abaddon couldn't even get close to the creeps that he wants to farm. This is looking rough for Bendover. 3 minutes in.
It is.
On-
Like the Abaddon
Yeah.
mid was picked purely to go against the Batrider and dominate, but then just throw you a curveball with the axe.
On the top lane, though, they are going to try to get kills.
Man,
Van.
you might as
The
well
heals
save
will be
that
there, but would it
energy,
be enough?
because
No,
Radiant
it will
just
not.
fortified
As the
their
final hit from
structures.
Batrider will claim that kill. Like, this is the problem here. They're just going to run you over and slow you down with a sneaky napalm, and they're not even done yet. They're able to see the Undying, the body blocks. Omar sits, styling on him. Does he have Jordans or something? It's working out in his favor. He traps himself. Nani? What was that? Mistakes were made, but he's gonna be fine. Okay then, Mr. Mr. Undying.
Like look at
Yeah,
bottom.
okay.
You can't kill the troll or anyone. Like Tuska and Io,
Overcharge.
they won't be
use
able to get a kill.
Still trying though on Super Rudy, but Super Rudy's manning up. The net is there, not working out in their favor. Even the IO gonna fall down. Things are looking rough in the laning phase. Although in the mid lane, Abaddon is finally able to put that harassment into good use, right? Because you have Curse of Avernus, and each time you silence him, your attack speed increases ridiculously. So double bracers from the both of them. It's a bracer game. The call will be there. Axe does counter out the Abaddon pick. Even if you have your ultimate, Calling Blade will destroy you and chop you down to pieces.
Phoenix is hanging out mid. He can definitely just gank mid after this bouncer in. At bottom. You see?
Looks like he's just aiming for the bounties more than anything. He's gonna try to get
okay,
the. Oh no! He tried. He really did try to get the dive. You know when you dive, you can.
Does
feel
he loses too here. Oh,
he's gonna lose to. Ay, caramba, it's not working out. But he might
those
be
little rascals
baiting
are hitting
Tarator
Dyer's
out
bottom
because there you
tower.
have it. Tusk is here to make a play. No ID, no entry. It's time to go home. Phoenix, but the TP lives to tell the tale. 80 HP. Works out in their favor. They baited it out for them. It is space for the Trolls to continue his farm. 30 last hits. Compared to the Tusk, who only has 5.
Yeah, and Sven's forced to go jungle here.
This is not what you want to see. 5-3-5. Sven jungling and your Tusk needing to buy a Calling Blade so that he can farm and get last hits.
It's tough. If you're Dire, you don't really have someone who can dictate fights. Like, your mid laner is an Abaddon.
Exactly. Like, what is he gonna do? What can he provide?
Your mid
Yes,
is
your team
Abaddon.
fights.
Your carry's jungling 6 minutes in because he can't farm the lane. And he's getting Mask of
And
Madness.
look at the bot lane. They're diving onto the IO, playing around with their food. Let him even burn through the fire spirits. Cool people don't look back on their kills. They just let him die. IO.
So
Yes,
yeah.
what we wanted to do is maybe like, the Abaddon will go for like an Aghanim Scepter because it kind of saves your teammates in terms of damage. It heals them kind of in that sense. And then at the same time, Abaddon can heal the IO, which in return also heals whoever he's tethered up to. Like, it sounds good in your mind, but it doesn't work out. While the top lane, they're diving the Undying. You are a zombie, and a zombie should be dead. There you have it, killing speed. Oh, Snowball will be there. He might be able to get the kill onto Mr. Batrider. Flaming Lasso was used, trying to survive that one. A bit too much optimistic, I would say. At the end of the day, you force a rotation, then your troll is free farming.
Dire's bottom tower's under attack.
And you're forced to abandon bottom for Dire here. The Wisp just goes
Yeah.
mid, Tuskar top.
A lot of musical lanes here and there. But at the end of the day, it's really not
What's the matter with you? You
that's
just
great
Dire's
for
bottom
Bendover.
tower's
3k gold
destroyed.
network lead already for them. They take a tier 1 bot tower, the first tower of the game. Maybe even look for more, trying to get the kill onto the Undying. And that will be there coming from the Berserker's Rage melee form. Damage will not be enough, Page. And Page will be fine. And it's 4 people close by in the bottom lane. So a lot
Oh
of
boy,
free
Dire's
lanes.
middle tower's under
Free
attack.
farm from the side of Among Us. Top lane, Batrider is farming with no contest. Going for the Boots of Travel will be quite quick for him.
Are they gonna catch this axe? Tuskar.
I'm just looking at the territory, just jumping onto the Undying. Like, this is how ballsy he is, and he knows that they can't really fire. Oh, what? No, okay, then. That just happened.
Stay frosty.
Dire's middle tower's under
Now
attack.
you see him, now you still see him. At least Phoenix, he comes back
Dire's
to
top
you at
tower's
the end of the
under attack.
day. He will not leave you
Questionable
alone.
play.
Looks like Dire's structures are fortified.
Space created. Upper 1, 2, 3.
Dire's top tower's under attack.
Could have had a 7-1 scoreboard. I guess Phoenix is a fan of Brazil.
He is a fan of Brazil, probably. Pretty sure a lot of
Dire's
people
top
love
tower is
their
done
football,
for.
so that's probably
Radiant
why.
is fortified
Give them a
with
chance. Or,
structures.
you know,
You know what I'm talking
you
about?
might get,
Middle tower's
32
under
and 2,
attack.
which leads to 3-2-2.
Oh, Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The big brain plays. The
Yeah,
big brain plays.
Maybe it's setting up for that.
Yeah. Looking at the long run, huh? But Batrider, Boots of Travel, he's gonna have it not in the 10-minute mark. And that just means he's gonna be able to show himself in a lot around the lanes when you want to make a big action-packed plays. Was Ven, he's in recovery.
The Abaddon is going for Mask of Madness, so
The old school build. The Mask of Madness 40 attack speed works well with your borrowed time because, more damage to you means he gets healed quicker. Plus the
top
attack
lane,
speed. But
the Rubik finds the lift.
while that's happening, they're also going onto the bottom lane. They're fighting here. A call will be there. An egg will be used. This is the egg that will fall down. Big misplay for him. Surprise,
Doesn't
surprise.
hit. It-
Get the shards. So close. It did not hit. It did only hit the size of him. Could have been an amazing play. They do get the kill onto the Undying though. So 1-for-1 trade. They lose the Phoenix. The support Well, Omar, since is being chased, he does have the Aphotic Shield when needed. Will
Batrider has lasso here.
holding- Yeah, he does. They're just gonna bait it out. A call will be there, and there you have it. Io heavily committing into this. This is not what you want to see. You don't want to see an Io here. They are gonna get killed onto the Undying. Yet again, he just came back to life, and he is dead. The Far is also gonna fall down. Last onto the Io. Everyone is just getting destroyed. Mr. Anti-D, will he get the slump dunk? Oh! Wanted that animation. It didn't work out, but to get 3 for only a Rubik.
That was good space for his man. He's setting up
Good space for
1K.
him, but
Radiant's bottom
yeah,
tower
throw
is under
Warlord
attack.
is like, nah, you're not gonna farm here, buddy. Not today, at
Oh,
least.
mid lane.
Oh,
Middle
mid.
tower's under attack.
Wow, Batrider.
Gonna pay
Diving
for this.
deep into this. He doesn't have Firefly. Yes, he
Yeah,
actually does. But God's Strength will be there. Shards will not matter
boy, Dyer's
because
middle
he
tower
has
is
a
under attack.
Firefly.
What?
So the axe
Oh,
with
no.
the blade mail. No way, Jose. You're not healing your friend. He tethered onto the
Dyer's
Abaddon,
top tower is
not
under
onto your
attack.
carry. Tombstone v
Dyer's
Tombstone. It's
middle
like
tower
Resident
just took a
Evil
big
here in this game. Zombie v zombie. And it's working out for the side of Among Us because they're looking for more. They're trying to get the kill onto the Tusk. A Snowball will be there onto the Phoenix. Phoenix needs to better be safe here, but Jafar will die and 3 are dead. Bendover getting out drafted here, I think, in game number 2.
Throwing that axe mid did numbers on Bendover.
Dyer's
It was
middle
really
tower's
unexpected.
under attack.
You were not expecting that at all. And top
Definitely
lane went really
were.
good for Among Us as well. Bottom lane went really
Jeez,
good.
Morty, they're going after Dyer's bottom tower.
Come to
A call again would be Undying. This is... How many times has Undying died? 6? 3 times. He is the undead. So, guess he lives with his, whatever he is, you know? A zombie that just dies. And dies and dies again. But what's happening right now... Either side of Bendover, and it's almost like the same situation compared to last game, but this time it's heavily being stumped.
It's much worse than last game.
Yeah, it's much worse. Guess in
Oh,
their
boy,
side,
Tiger's
like no
bottom
matter
tower's getting hit.
even if you try to look for pickoffs, like you don't really have the heroes for that. Who is your stunner? The one who can stun is your Sven. That's it. Snowball, yeah, sure, with the
They
wall.
just
sponge.
missed
Oh,
the troll
Oh
top.
boy, Dyer's middle tower.
yeah, but they're
is
gonna
under
see
attack.
where they are, so that's not might work for Team Bendover. They're gonna try and get a kill onto Mr. Batrider, but he can fly and lasso.
Dyer's
Time to
bottom
disengage,
tower is under
leave a
attack.
friend
Domination.
syndrome.
Oh man.
Own it!
It's just looking bad.
Yeah, it's tough for Bendover. Oh, I
was-
guess for now what they can do is just have this Van farm, get some decent items up on the Abaddon. I don't really like the Mask of Madness. Because you're up against a troll, you're up against an axe, you're up against a Batrider, all of these can just punish melee heavily. And then you just casually have Phoenix and Rubik who can CC you pretty well. They don't really have an answer for Phoenix Egg. I guess the plan is pop Mask of Madness and just run at the Phoenix.
You can see how ballsy Abaddon's playing, right? Just take me now, he says. Like, he does not have anyone really close by.
Dyer's middle tower.
But
is
they're
under
not
attack.
minding the Abaddon. What damage does he really have here? Is he even a threat toward the side of Bendover? It doesn't seem like it at all. Even Tombstone
Troll made him.
gonna be dropped, and Troll like, yep, you wanna man up, you wanna fight, let's fight this. We have the Aphotic Shield, they're able to take those skills. Battle Trance, I am Super Saiyan mode.
Troll made
Yes,
Battle
you're gonna
Fury
get
to
killed.
farm
Just got killed.
heroes.
At the farm heroes, oh, Sven gonna use the God Strength into a Mask of Madness, but not working out in the favor, even gonna get called upon. It's a disaster. They're gonna look for more. They want to get the kill onto the Abaddon. Abaddon will try to run away. Will they even use the relocate? Even try and save their friends. I have your number, buddy, and I'm gonna call you tonight. Snowball will be there, but it just means they have more time to play around with their feud. Jafar, one punch will be there. A call will be used, but he's still okay. He's so strong. Strong dunk! As he gets the kill onto Jafar, looking for more. Now, this is very famous. Yep, you're gonna die too with your friend, the Io. I think them tier 2 tower, and the bad thing about this, no one died in Among
Oh
Us.
man, what? Get
That
up on
long
out of here, 'cause
engagement.
Radiant just fortified their
Oh boy,
structures.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower's under attack.
No one died.
The next level plays are there.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle
it is
tower's
the
under attack.
next
Huh.
level.
Dire's middle tower, it's gone. That was good playership.
Sven's going for Sanjin Yasha. Even after Sanjin Yasha, you need like a BKB +1 more item. Duskar.
Like,
One thing they can do is just snowball into a support hero, nuke the support real quick, and then take a fight. But what's happening right now is that Undying is a 0 factor in this fight. Tombstone gets rid of by Among Us very quickly. And when you pick Abaddon and IO, you want them to sustain a long time in the team fights. But with the advantage that Among Us already have, they just hit for so hard that you just melt right away.
yeah, and I'm lost for words here, because I feel like even if you try and make a play, right,
Dire's top tower's under attack.
they're all singular unit targets, right? You have the Tusk, you have the Undying,
Radiant's bottom
you have the
tower is under
Abba.
attack.
It's all singular.
Couldn't
Not
do
like
much about
you're gonna be
Radiant's bottom
killing, you
tower,
know,
could ya?
Ooh,
Triple
3
people.
TP spawn.
Bako will be there,
wonder
even
what
Blade.
they're
No,
gonna
look at
build
the damage
where
as
Dire's top
Sven
tower
getting
used to be.
bursted down. Will try and, you know, make the Wisp die, but not gonna work out in their favor. The Bat Rider does have the blink. Sven does die. Not only that, Ayo, the magical ball will also fall down. A call, will it hit? He does have the call, hits onto the Abaddon. You're gonna maybe try and make a move here onto the Tusk, but the Phoenix, look at this egg and look at it fall down. I am resurrected. Burn, baby burn, the sun has risen. Because now everyone, one by one, we all fall down like dominoes. Only Abaddon guy alive in this team.
Yeah,
Scratch that, dead.
it is what
rough.
it is.
Oh jeez, Morty, they're going after
6 and
Dire's bottom
4.
tower.
I think
Force
you
field
were
leads
just
me to
too
believe
afraid
that
of the
Dire
Bat
has
Rider
fortified
pick that
their
you were forced to
structure.
have an Abaddon. But the problem when you have
Dire's
that
bottom
sort of
tower's under
thing
attack.
is you don't have anything else to hold down to the opponents, right? You're all just
Oh, boy,
singular
Dire's bottom
target
tower's getting hit.
heroes.
Dire's bottom
Maybe if you
tower
had like maybe a
is
Leshrac
destroyed.
or something, it might work out in their favor.
Mm.
But it just did not. You were just too afraid of the Bat Rider pick.
Yeah,
And
Bendover's bottom lane, their offense is a bit lackluster. It's not the player's fault, it's just the hero. You have Io and Tuskar who really can't get any kills or anything done in the lane against a Troll and a Phoenix. The way that Among Us just laned this was perfect.
a call will hit another blade, no, but a snowball will be there this time, so he's not gonna get hurt as much as possible. God's Strength will be there, but the damage make a slump dunk number 1, make 3 more kills. Probably Io will also fall down, but never mind, it's gonna be another 5-man team wipe. GG has been called.
Radiant wins!
Among Us
Radiant's victorious! Shut up,
win
Morty.
this game. Looks like Super Rudy making a statement here to his fellow previous team that he has what it takes to win against them.
Yeah.
Looking rough, looking really rough. But let's go to an ad before we continue on talking about what just happened in this game.
Hello, JT.
Oh, okay. Probably forgot I was muted. But it is what it is. You guys, it's all part of the plan. I just want to make you guys happy. Yeah,
Mhm.
excuses. So yeah, Elias, game number 2. Let's talk it through. What just happened there?
Bendover, they outdrafted themselves out of this series. When you
Mhm.
pick Tuskar and Ayo for your offlane, it's good against melee heroes, but when you're up against a Phoenix position 5 and a Troll Warlord who, as soon as you dive him, he's just gonna pop his whirling axis, let you miss 60% of the chance.
Mhm.
And then if that's not enough, your attack damage is just too damn slow. You're not dominating that lane.
Yeah.
And
I feel like
Undying
they
Sven
just
top,
nah.
uh, I don't know. Undying, I mean, it's a melee
Um.
hero against a Batrider Rubik. Again, 2 melees against 2 range heroes. It's like we just saw, they just walked the Rubik down and got so many kills.
Mhm. They didn't expect that Batrider to actually go to the offlane. That's why they picked the Abaddon, for crying out loud. They went mid
Mm.
Abaddon, expecting it would be a mid Batrider, but they just put it. They made a quick switcheroo here, and offlane Batrider, surprise, surprise, they just destroyed the lane. It's only the Abaddon versus an axe. Like, how do you even win up against that lane? Abaddon is not really strong during the early levels compared to an axe who can just spin and spin, right? So he had a difficult time. And from what Bendover's draft was, it was just full of singular units. Like all their skills only hit onto one person, right? And buffing one person. It just didn't
Mhm.
work out in their favor. It's just a big outdraft, more or less. They didn't really have
Yeah.
a good game plan into this game number 2.
Just solid picks
And
from Among Us TI winners.
mm, yeah, a very solid pick. So yeah, congratulations to you, Among Us, by the way, 2-0, and they're gonna move next into the next round of the winners bracket, or the upper bracket, you may call it. But I guess that is it for us today. Yes, it's been a quick day. Surprisingly, I was expecting we'd see like a game 3 type of thing, but Among Us just showed that we are the team to watch also here. Not only Team Lebanon is the team to watch, but we're also here. We're out of nowhere. Team Among Us just proving that they have what it takes to be one of the top guns in this region.
Definitely, they made a word. They made a name for themselves this time.
Mm.
And well, hopefully Bendover, they're not out yet. They're going to the losers bracket, so perhaps they can learn from this experience because they're good players. It's just that they were a bit unlucky with the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps Among Us just are too good with their draft.
Like they really knew how to play around with the type of draft that they had. While on the other side for Bendover, they couldn't really execute what they want, especially in game number 1. When you pick something like a Dat Prophet, you want to make that space for the life stealer to get his items up and running, maybe pressure out the anti-mage in game number 1, but it just never happened. It fell short just because Amber Spirit somehow he was able to win his lane. Like not necessarily win, like kill DP a lot, but able to farm it out. He was in no way risk of dying in the mid lane at all. And that is the reason
Mhm.
why from there, Ember having items, he's able to help out all the other lanes. And Anti-Mage, for crying out loud, he tried to gank his lane, Ember was there, and they were able to get those pickoffs alongside the Anti-Mage. So not
Mhm.
only is he farming, but he's also getting kills. And for game number 2, it's just a clear outdraft from there.
Yeah, game number 1, like Bendover, your offlaner does really well in the lane. Your easy lane carry is doing well as well.
Mm-hmm.
They just pick items that helps them farm. The lifestealer going Manta style, I don't know why. It was just a misplay from him. They didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
All they needed to do is just sit behind the DP, let the DP take tower, just fight every
Yeah.
120 seconds.
Like, yeah, if they make
They
a
just
move in the
didn't do that.
DP, then you jump in, you fight it on, right? But it just never
Mhm.
happened, and after that,
And
it
Phoenix
crumbled down
timing
from
was
their
bad.
side.
Phoenix level 6 timing
Right.
was horrendous.
I believe, he's like level 4, like 10 minutes, 12 minutes into the game, and that's like
Mhm.
not ideal at all. Every support from the side of Bendover were just under leveled because each time they looked for a fight, they died and died and died again. They couldn't really find anything at all. The Phoenix pick didn't work on their favor. They just gave a Snapfire, and when each time he does an egg, Snapfire was there to just destroy his hopes and dreams to resurrecting back to life. It was just a free kill for Snapfire. But with that said, we're gonna end our day today. Do you want to say anything, Elyas, before I end? Do the closing remarks.
Thank you for watching, boys and girls, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And before I say goodbye to everyone, you know what it's time for. It's time for a message from our sponsors, Intel. Get a better gaming experience with Intel 2 Propose Technology 2.0 by directing your most crucial workload to fastest cores, giving your clock speed a boost of performance when you need it most. I actually kind of failed reading. I'm having a bad time reading scripts, but it's okay. We're going to end our day today with a smile in our faces because that was just an epic game to watch. Might not be as epic as the other stream. I've heard it's pretty crazy there, but you guys should be following both streams anyway. But yeah, with that said, thank you very much for sticking true till the end, and we will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be casting more Dota 2 from the MENA region. So that's it. Goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.
Into
like this.
tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never